edition of the Unapologetic Negropean. In today's Snap Live, I know I didn't give us much chance for people to come on, and I'm not actually going to give any chances for people to come on, really. I just want to get this one over and done with really quickly because I got a few points I need to make about the BWE, the Black Women's Empowerment Movement, and the reasons why I believe no one is taking it seriously, which is not a good thing. And I'm a black man, and if I tell these people that no one's taking you seriously, then what the problem is with that is that no one's going to listen to me. They're going to think that I'm jealous or I'm a hater somehow. So I'm not going to tell them that. I haven't planned on going on anybody's lives or anything like that or answering questions because, the reality is that they're not really that big of a fry, right? And I wanted to answer this question: why nobody takes them seriously? And some of you may be thinking, oh, well, they do. People do take them seriously. But I would beg to differ. So why did I start asking myself this question? The queen of the BWE movement, which I would say is Candice Owens, she came out the other day, a few days ago, and said on one of the Fox shows, I didn't hear her say this, by the way, but I saw it on a few Instagram profiles, a few Instagram posts. So she's gone out and said that black people are, and I'm going to be careful with the way I say this. I'm going to spell it out so you'll know what I'm saying. And I'm going to spell it out purposefully incorrectly, okay? MERDEROUS. So she said that black people are inherently that way. See, she said this, a black woman said this, right? And excuse me, I'm going to tell you how and why I am proud with the way people have reacted to this statement, because I'm pretty happy with the way people have reacted, especially people within our community have reacted to this statement. So I was going around and I was reading the comments and the comment section of these YouTube channels, of these Instagram posts, of her saying this. And it was a lot of, I was getting a lot of, oh, she said that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just, I think people have gotten to the point where they now know that she's stunting, that she's desperate for attention, and that she is simply looking for people to react, especially black people to react to what she's saying. Because if we react to her, if we put energy into her, excuse me, if we put energy into her, then we are essentially giving her more exposure. And the way people have reacted, it was like, no. Crazy Candice, eh? Oh, well. And it was so nice. It was so refreshing to see that. Nice to see that people are genuinely know that she is a nobody. Like literally, her voice doesn't mean anything in our community. It never has done. It never will do. And I think a lot of people know that she was focusing those comments towards us as well. But I think people also see that, I think people that she's targeting these comments against, for, right? So the right wing, Christian white Americans that she's sort of trying to get on the side of at this moment, or always have done. I think that she
she's getting a lot of people from those parts as well who know they are using her. They like the things that she's saying, but they know that she still wears these colors, and they know that she's a traitor. So they know that she's not to be trusted. So they can see through what is going on. They can see through it. They're not stupid, right? And I think this filters down to the BWE movement as a total, in total, right? You have a lot of black women in the BWE movement who believe that, oh, yeah, these Caucasian men are on our side. And the Caucasian men, some of them are, some of them aren't. But a lot of them know and see and find the way that these women are acting to be treacherous, okay? So would you trust a woman who would, you know, someone who has my skin color to go about talking about people of her phenotype in that sort of a way? Would you trust a woman like that? You wouldn't leave your kids with them, would you? You wouldn't trust them. And so you don't trust them. Why? Because most of the women in that movement have some sort of problem, okay? I'm being very general, but I think that if you get to the point where you're hating a certain demographic, a certain group of people, you have mental problems one way or another. You have issues. You have some sort of problem with your own mind and seeing out of perhaps the trauma that you've been through back in the day. So with all that, you're not stable. You're not mentally stable. And people see this. So when, excuse me. So when people see women in the BWE movement talking in this way, it's either you're going to do one of two things. For one, you're not going to attract a good man, whether he be white or black or whatever color. You're not going to attract a good man, because the only men who are attracted to that way of thinking, from a treacherous woman, from somebody who cannot be trusted, from somebody who spits out, you know, vile rhetoric and feels empowered when they do so with other people, like-minded people, somebody who does that on a regular basis and picks up this content on YouTube or online or wherever, and they fill their hearts with it. These types of women aren't going to attract the cream of the crop. Clearly, they're going to attract those men who are either Trojan racists themselves and see this as an opportunity, or they're going to attract other men who are also just as unstable mentally. And this is the part of I wanted to quickly mention this as well. This is important, and it's important for our community that we have a mechanism, a natural mechanism, which is there. This is why it's good for our community. The BWE movement is a natural mechanism that is there, that filters out all the lower grade of BWs, right? The real lower grade BWs, the ones that, you know, I don't want to start generalizing the types of women who follow the BWE movement, but you know what types of women I am talking about. The ones that have these elaborate weaves, you know, and they have done everything in their power to make themselves look like a WW as much as possible. They hate WWs, but they want to be WWs. They want to have everything that the WWs have, but they can't because they're not WWs, you know. They can't have that. They can live a life and pretend as if they're going to get it, but they can't have that, right? Because it's important for you to be comfortable within your own skin. Not just comfortable, but be proud of it, you know. And this is a problem that they are having. And this is the reason why nobody is taking them seriously. And why I like the way the community is now responding to them, you know. Now, if you look at the numbers, the sheer numbers, right, will tell you that people just don't take these women seriously, and they come across as perhaps a little crazy, you know. So, guys, I can't really look at who's here. I'm going to try and take a look. All I'm getting up is, oh, there we go. Try and take a look. Oh, there you go. All I'm getting up is, yes. Oh, there we go. There you go. Hello, Black Cherubim. Yeah, yes, that's very true. They're getting rich from lying to each other. It's brilliant, you know. It's you know, Candice Owens is just like that, right? Candice Owens is just like that. Candice Owens literally needs to say these things. And I don't think anybody gives her that attention anymore because they know what she's trying to do. They know she needs to say these things in order to stay relevant in her own little community. So we let them say it. And it's like, what damage is it doing to us? They're telling other people about us that we are, you know, that way, that we are inherently volatile people that cannot be dealt with. But who are the people that are understanding and believing in Candice Owens when she's saying that? People who are thinking that way anyway. People who we shouldn't care about anyway. Because anything outside of our communities, we shouldn't really be caring about the way other people think about people within our communities. We should be thinking about the way we think about each other in our community, right? That is important. It shouldn't matter what the right wing, you know, blue voters over in the United States think of us. What matters is that we are able to see through the BS and empower ourselves. And when we empower ourselves and teach ourselves and educate ourselves, it doesn't matter what anybody else is thinking. Keep saying that. This is what many other Asian nationalities do. They do this all the time. There's lots of schools in the UK. They may be, you know, public schools, but they're filled with Pakistanis, you know, and they'll probably be filled with, you know, 10 Pakistani families, you know, their cousins, their nephews, and everybody else that all go to one school. And then they don't go to the school straight away until they have put in Pakistani teachers inside the school. That way they don't need to pay for buy their own school and, you know, fund their own school. They can take a school over with their children, and then they can start to get their own teachers into the classroom. And then it's very simple for them. They don't have to worry about their kids being taught by Muzungu teachers. They don't have to, because there aren't going to be any there. And most of the Caucasian children who would have gone to these schools, a lot of the parents will pull them out and take them to other schools, which the Pakistanis love. The Asians love that. It's like, yeah, get them gone. So, I'm sorry, I'm still not 100%. So yeah, this is brilliant. It's a brilliant move for them. We should be doing something similar, but we tend to believe in our adoptive nations, you know, like in the UK, you know, and in America, we tend to believe in them and believe in their laws. We still believe that those laws were written for us for some weird reason. And yeah, it's really funny. Sorry, I'm going to take a look. George Golden, I wouldn't trust them with a pet rock. Of course you wouldn't, neither would I. BWE, yes, CJOJ. Black women's empowerment. And this is a problem here because they're calling it black women's empowerment, but they don't really empower black women. They are they're doing the opposite. It's the opposite. So the name BWE is kind of, it's confusing in a way for me, but I think it's meant to be this way because it's meant to hide the sinister motives behind these women and a lot of the closet racist that follow the movement, and you know, they add their, you know, they manipulate these types of women. These types of women are easy to manipulate. They manipulate them and they keep it going. They keep the gears grinding. What community are you a part of? I don't know. What community am I a part of? It's a good question. Sometimes I ask myself what part of the community sees me as a part of the community, or what part of the community am I a part of? I ask myself that question a lot, and I get lost, and I don't know. Anyway, so they hate WWs, but they love their brothers, male cousins, and men they give birth to. Yeah, they do. They do. But do you know what? I don't think there's any problem with that. I think it only becomes a problem when they start, well, you know, you're better than black. When they start spitting that jive, you know, I think it becomes a problem because we have a lot of young, impressionable women who can be who can listen to these sort of crazy ladies and be divested. I want to talk about that word as well, divested. What are they divesting? What does the word divest mean? It means to take something from somebody else, right? To take away something like power or influence or something. You're taking that away. It's arguable though that you know, the women who were like this already, we never wanted anything from these women, and we see it as a plus when they do leave our community. I want to try and keep this really short, guys. Hello Tanya, hello Annie, hello. I'm not going to be on for long, guys, so I just wanted to make my point on this. I wanted to clarify my point on this. I do believe that we have these women, we have a group of women who are poisonous, right, who are toxic, but they are not a big problem, and it's a very big positive to see how people are reacting to them, and they are reacting in a way that, hey, you are who you are, you know. And if you look at the numbers, the vast majority of, especially in the United States, the vast majority of black women and black men are together, and they are happy with one another, and they stay together. And these guys like to highlight the negatives, right? They loved highlighting the negative sides of what can happen in a relationship, period. And this type of thing happens in all relationships. There is a YouTube channel called Disturbia. Don't know if any of you guys watch any true crime stories, but there is a YouTube channel called Disturbia, and it's an idiot who runs it. I shouldn't have said that, but he's clearly racist, right? I could see this straight away, but he's in the closet. And what he does is he makes these true crime videos, and he'll make sort of like one or two videos about white people, who, committed a crime against other white people. And then he will always make a video where the perpetrator is a black man, and the person that goes, that passes away, that person is a white or a non-black person. Always. He does it regularly. He puts up at least between one or two videos like that each month, but he tries to keep it back. It's really funny. If you go on his channel, you'll see the thumbnails. You won't know that it's that way, because it's normally a photograph. It's normally a photograph of the victim, and the victim is nearly always Caucasian, right? And I would say 50% of the time, the perpetrator is either black or white, but normally he gets the black ones in. And he's from a part of the UK. He's a British guy. He's from a part of the UK, Yorkshire. And you can hear it in his voice. This guy is crud. He just is. You can hear that. So yeah, they are out there. They are in the closet. Even YouTube channels, some of them are in the closet, and are being and treading very carefully, like the women who own these BWE channels. They all tread carefully now. They don't say these nasty, vicious things. They can't. They've got to be careful because they need to get their channels monetized. So what they do is they talk about these true crimes, and they highlight the bad things that happen between these races. They highlight those, and that's it, and they leave it. Hey, make your own decision, So it's incredible to see this happening now. I can, but it's really nice to see that a lot of black people are not paying it any attention, because it's not really worth the attention. It isn't. So guys, I wanted to say thank you. Keep going for it. I don't know if any of you guys have had any experience with the BWE movement. Have you ever gone on one of their shows? Have you ever listened to one of their videos? I've never listened to one of their videos before, not one. I just can't bring myself to do it. It's just mind-numbingly, not boring, but just a waste of my time, and I got better things to do in my life. So yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting tired. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching. Continue doing what you're doing. Continue ignoring these people. Stay away from them. They're toxic and they are poisonous. Okay, they're not going to do anything constructive in your life other than, I don't know. The only thing they're going to do is going to be destructive, right? And it's inherent inside them. And so don't worry about them. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, I wanted to thank you guys for watching. I wanted to keep this short, so if anybody comes on afterwards, they can come in and give me their opinion. I'm going to write some chapters up for this. So guys, keep watching this space. Tomorrow, next video, I've got a good video coming out. It was supposed to be out today, but I had to keep on editing it. And that's the one about Sudan. So keep watching this space, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to read some of you other. Yeah, I don't have the patience or the tolerance for these channels either. I thought it meant remove investment, essentially remove yourself. Yeah, I think they're talking about divesting themselves, but to divest, I mean, I Googled what does divest actually mean? What's the specific meaning of divestment? And it's to take something away, apparently. Okay. But you need to have something to take away. And I don't see these women having anything tangible, any types of assets, which is either, tangible or intangible. That's worthy of BMs going after, So it's a strange thing that they've called it, but they needed to call it something, right? So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me this evening. I know it's a short one, but I'm still feeling under the weather at this moment. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Take care. Ciao. Ta-ra a bit. Ta-ra.